All right. Hopefully my PC can hold. The previous video died at, so I left PC running. Went to Thanksgiving party at my brother's. Came back and laptop was like buzzing like crazy. But yeah. I'm thinking about trading yesterday. Oh, actually, today's. This is today's. Yes, you can do a playback of today. This is my first time opening it. I haven't seen the market yet, but just by the look of it, it doesn't look like it's going to be tradable. Um, we'll see. We'll just run through it. This might be a short video. Oh yeah, sorry, but this is November 27th, the day after Thanksgiving, and we're doing the playback of today, which is pretty interesting. It's actually 4:07 right now. Yeah. It looks like there's a setup here, swing high first entry, but everybody probably going long there. So really, we're just gonna do our best to try and figure out what people are thinking in the entire thing. So like for instance, we're in this uptrend now, and I don't think anybody's gonna be selling. Actually, it could be because we have these highs over here. So there's a good possibility that once this starts to turn down here, people might, or if this consolidates, people are going to start selling. And if it pushes up, people are going to get stopped out. Then it might push down and push right back up. But it looks like we're heading on up. This could be a range day, likely a range day since it's Thanksgiving or the day of Thanksgiving. Wow, the market dropped at the end of the day. As you can see, this was Thanksgiving right here, just up and down, and that was it. So that's what we might get today. I haven't seen it actually. Yeah. Alright, and we got like an ugly setup going on here. This is a swing low first entry, second entry. We really just want to trade off the EMS and just, I've noticed that there's a lot more trades and a lot more trades. Since there's a lot more trades, there is a better chance of getting the success rate that we want. Because let's say if we had more strict rules, there'll be significantly less trade. So if we take one loss, there's just 2 setups that day, which I followed on the strict setup. You can see here, proof of any type. This was 3 playbacks, and I only have 5 wins and 1 loser. And I mean that's okay, but that's something to be trading. I'd rather be a lot more like finished by like 9 o'clock. You know, I'm gonna be day trading out. That's the ideal thing. Obviously, that may not always be possible. The thing that might be possible is probably sitting here at 7 to 2, not taking our eyes off. But so we're really just experimenting. But that's my kind of dream with this whole thing. I'm really glad I'm uploading this on YouTube, so I don't really have to worry about the time. Because a lot of the videos when I started doing MPATs trading thing, a lot of it is on Instagrams as IGTV videos. But yeah, you can see we're doing the playback here. I got a separate monitor here so I can like zoom in and stuff and move it up and down. Order has been canceled. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to make a read. So we got a bunch of traders who are seeing this top here. If it starts dropping down here, I can see a lot of people selling to try to get back to the other side. But since we've been on this strong uptrend, I think there's a lot of people who don't see this resistance line right here. And so there's going to be a lot of people still buying or think it's going to go in. So it's a little difficult to tell right now just because we don't have any data. So let's go ahead and record it. Fine. So if I was taking this, the trigger would be a swing low for entry. That's pretty low. Obviously it just looks like one leg. but it's these a little bit difficult to say because sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, which is why we have a, according to the strategy, we say that when it looks, that means don't take it, and as you can, that kind of looks like that, but it's up and down, as you can see by these neutral bars here. So it's not just a straight leg like this guy right here. It's not like that little correction. This one works out well because it's a spike. People will sell spike, but in this case, go ahead and see what people. So actually, we're not going to take it. Now that I think about it, we want the same swing low to show up on the ES. We don't really necessarily need that first. That's not the swing low here on the. I want to be taken because this may not show up on everybody's. You know, even though this may not either, but I just personally feel like it's the safer route. Even though this does work, it does work out. I don't want to be taking that. But here we had a swing high. A swing high here, first entry, second entry. I would actually probably, yeah, we would have took this on probably a four ticker. If this one would have 4 in the entrance would have been a 75. Exit would be $1. 25, yeah. So this bar would have filled you. Unless it broke lower for, actually even this bar comes down. So yeah, no matter what, you would have got filled on that order. The runner would have got stopped. Because your runner would be, unless it did push up here and it come down. Got lucky. Anyway, so as we can see here, we're on the 50 multiplied speed by 50, and it keeps pushing up here. So there was a ton of people selling, trying to get. As soon as I started turning down there, people got stopped out because of this resistance. So this. Okay, now we have to think about what are people thinking now that we broke past that. Oh yeah, see that? That's the fan for this. Actually, my fan sounds okay. It doesn't sound like there's any problem, but I'm afraid if I just like tap it or lift it right now, it's gonna because that fan might be loose or something. I could probably just tighten it. I might end up returning that fan anyway. So a lot of times people like to sell, try to buy the outbreak. And a lot of times it just pulls back into this thing. So I always thought that up until right now, actually, that when the market comes up, I've always noticed it comes back into it, or at least retest this. And just because people were like trying to sell it, still trying to get back into the range, but no, that's not the case. A lot of people are trying to fade the breakout. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means. I just hear it a lot. But anyway, basically, once it breaks out, people think, all right, it's gonna do this exact thing that it's doing right now, which is keep pushing up. So everybody's gonna be buying, and that's the reason it pulls back right there. So since everybody bought here, or it's probably right here, after that bar, people started selling after probably like a little congestion here. The prices might. Depending on what people are thinking. If it looks like it's going in down, prices are going to go up. If it looks like it's going up, prices are going to go down. So I actually think selling here is a good option because you got this swing high, first entry, second entry, and I can see a lot of people buying here. Oh, let's pause this guy. This is actually going pretty fast for almost 1 time speed. We gotta figure out whether to do 1 tick or the 4 tick here. So if the trend is coming up here, and it's pushing up, we got these strong legs. People are gonna be buying this, especially if they don't see this level of resistance right here. But if we exclude that guy and just look at today's, because that's a lot of what this strategy requires, it's just this single day. We would say this is an obvious entry here, but then I'm worried that people are selling here, and I'm also worried that this might come and retest up here. But I'm gonna go ahead and take an obvious here. Let's go ahead and see what happens. The reason I'm taking obvious just because of the obvious uptrend, and people are trying to um, outsmart the smart traders, which is basically, oh, it looks like prices are reversing now. It looks like you would have got filled on the ES, but obviously there's no second entry there. Here we already have the second entry. Might get filled. This is 1 time speed, so real time speed. These bars probably look a lot different than they actually did. All right, we're doing 2 contracts, just 1 runner and 1 scalp. Just we could do like 50-50, but we're just testing. Obviously, it's not real money or anything. It's just sim trading. So we're just for the sake of testing. And one day, I hope to be trading 2 contracts on the MES. That sounds so pathetic, but it's getting there is the most difficult part. Because if you could get 2 contracts on the MES here, you're good. Okay, here we go. We just got filled. And I think we're gonna get the scalp here. Came to the tick. May not get. There it is, and there it is. So we got the scalp and the runner. Runner got lucky. Looks like it got filled on the tick. And let's see. If it comes up here, yep, our runner would have got stepped out, but we got lucky right there. So yeah, I like that trade. And it's really really sideways on the ES. Why does it look more sideways than the MES? There's a lot more bars there than here. Yeah, so let's go over that one more time. I mean, strong trend up, right? Then we come up to this level of resistance. People are like, don't have much data to come off of, so they're probably looking back to Thanksgiving, maybe, possibly, and it's at that exact same level. It's not like this is a little bit higher and people are trying to make the excuse to try to use the same resistance. I mean, that's right, like on there, you know. So people are gonna definitely be selling here, but especially when they saw this happen. And once we come back right up there, oh, let me get a good bounce off of there. Oh, we got a good bounce. Let's go ahead and sell. And those people get stopped out. And everybody who had their stops up here got stopped out, which is also after the big trend like that. And probably after seeing that little move there. Oh, we might already get a second entry here. But then, so then consolidation here. Up in the highs, and we get a second entry. Everybody's going to be going long here because we already broke out of this specific area, and we're just kind of looking over this area. If we just look at this area here, you can see that we've been on this uptrend. People are trying to find a way to buy into this, and it pulls back just enough to look like it's going the other direction, and also pulls back enough so to make traders think, all right, now it's the time to go long because it pulled back just enough, but not too far, but a good amount for people to think that they're fooling other people. And think they're trying to make other people think the market's going down, so they're gonna be going long. So that's what a lot of people are thinking, especially on this trend up. So people are looking to buy. It does that 2-legged pullback, and now they're like, oh, my opportunity to buy. It looks like it's going the other direction, but I'm a smart trader. and that happens. It consolidates. We get the scalp, and yeah, we got lucky there. And it also looks like if you went long there, you would have got an even better runner. Basically, that pulls back because a lot of people, all the smart traders, we're just trading off of the smart traders and the maybe 30% of people who trades those second entries and knows when to take those second entries in situations like this, you know. There was a second entry here. I would have gone a 4-4 ticker because it's just a little bit too sideways there, and so we would have not gotten filled there. Yeah, so it looks like we would still want to be buying here because now it looks like prices are coming over here. So we're gonna wait for a second entry short, and we're gonna go ahead and buy. Yeah, so there was no swing low here. I was gonna say the swing low first entry, second entry, but You could have, but the low swing low's over here, so I would not. Okay, now okay, now I said okay now, then hit the button to record. It looks like prices might be working up, so selling here is probably an okay option here. So we're gonna get a setup swing. Oh, pause. We're on 20x right here. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be an interesting one because this is not super obvious on what position to take. So let's go ahead and review. Really, just dive into this trade here. It's gonna be hard doing this stuff in real time, so that's why I'm just. And obviously, I'm not gonna be discussing it, but I'll be discussing it to myself, just not recording. Anyway, we got a swing low first entry, second entry. Let's see how fast we can come up with this. So first thing to notice is that we got a strong bar here, and since we get strong bars like that, people get scared of strong bars, because if you got your stop right here and that bar came up and stopped you out, man, like you're devastated on one bar. Like you thought you had it here, started to pull down, you're like, oh yeah, and so let's see, let's try to figure this out. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead with the buy because okay, so a couple things are coming into my head, which is, so why does it keep doing that? Prices look like they're coming down in this direction. We got lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, and then these bars here. This one is the iffy one because usually when you get a shot up like that, people like to chase the market and just start buying. Oh, we're gonna stop all these people. Oh, let's buy. So I think once this bar forms nice and strong coming down this way, we're gonna take that as a non-obvious, and we won't probably even get filled on this order. Probably end up spending all this time talking about it, but we just want to be able to get the overall idea of it. So also, that's a strong leg. That's not a strong leg. This is a strong bar. So if we get stopped out here, that's going to be a real indication why. Let's go ahead and place the order in. This is where we're buying. See what happens. That's a non-obvious. Closes that. Yeah. It looks like my order's so far away, but that's the 4 ticker. I think once this starts pulling down this way, people are gonna start thinking, oh, time to sell everybody, and it's gonna go ahead and shoot up. But the only thing I'm worried about is that people got their stops right there and maybe right here. And so if that comes out and stops everybody out who bought here, or who are trying to stop everybody out here, has their stops over here, I'm worried that's just gonna shoot on down. But it does, prices do look like they're reversing here, which is why I'm happy to be buying here if it pushes down enough. But let's go ahead and see. So this is a non-obvious, because it's not an actual downtrend. If it was more of a downtrend going in that direction, maybe. So when it comes to patch trading, price action trading, we got a break, and we're suspecting a new low. So that's also something to worry about. The second entry short. And see, everybody took that second entry on the ES right here, swing low first entry, second entry, and look how far it pulls back. So an obvious 1 ticker, looks like it works really well, and here comes everybody's stop. And as soon as that breaks up, we can't go and take it. Oh, it didn't break higher. It probably will though. All right, it still hasn't. If it comes down and fills us, I'm worried that prices look like they're working up now. Prices are really consolidating, meaning everybody thinks it's going up, everybody thinks it's going down. So this is probably the time to get our position out of here. We gotta really understand the market to enter into congestion. Of course, if this breaks up a higher here, which I'm hoping it does, so we don't have to enter the trade. But a lot of people already got their orders filled, so we're gonna keep our order in. If they entered right here, they got their order filled, waiting to get their scalp, and we're waiting to. I think it might come here. I'm worried that a lot of people went long and got their stops here. So now that we had this low here, and prices are consolidating up here above the, a little far away from that low. I think people are going to start buying here, which is going to push the market down, and we might get stopped out here. And it looks like it's, yep, it broke. So I went on that crazy rant for nothing. Not just kidding, but that's valuable information to understand what the market's doing there. This is probably going to skyrocket here. You know what? Probably everybody exited here already, so this is not going to skyrocket. People saw the consolidation here and like, let me just get out of here before it stops me out, you know. Yeah, usually in consolidation, people are just getting they're in the trade for a longer period of time, so they're gonna get anxious and just exit right there. So we're going against emotional traders, and just not against them, but using their trades as an advantage and being able to understand what they're thinking. The emotional trader, who which is 90% of people that lose money, we're just trying to take advantage of that to determine where the market is going. All right, we got a second entry set up. I don't know if it's an obvious one. This whole thing is real sideways. Even though prices remain above the EMA line, I don't think everybody's buying here, so it's gonna be a non-obvious. Man, this is a tough one. Let's see where our market executes the entry for the second entry. So pulling out this far, it does look like the market's going to reverse. It looks like it's convincing people that it's gonna do this. So we're gonna go for a non-obvious 4 ticker, especially if it continues to push down here. Even though we had this slight uptrend here, you couldn't take that as a 4 ticker, but there's still that level of resistance right there. And plus, you've been on this uptrend, and a lot of people are trying to are seeing that and thinking the market's gonna push in the other direction, and so people are selling here. And got all their stops up here waiting. So, yep. And a lot of people are gonna keep on selling this whole thing all the way. As soon as it breaks out there, people are gonna, oh, you know what? People might start selling. So, let's see. Think. And also, another huge reason to not take this trade is that it's a retest of a level of resistance, which is this right here. Usually we don't like this motion, but I think in this case it's okay, just due to the fact that it looks like nice firm formed legs, which is like, I mean, it looks good. You got this going on. It's not necessarily like this. It just looks good. And so, yeah, so we want to be buying here. We're gonna stay out of that trade. Yeah, just because of our logic that everybody's gonna be selling here, so we don't want to be joining in with them on their selling, because there might be a ton of stops right here, and that breaks it up right here, fills our order, and it'll just keep pushing up, because if people are trying to sell this thing all the way up, and it's gonna keep happening unless we turn down. Then we'll look for a better position, but we're gonna stay out of this one. All right, it looks like the 1 tick entry would have got triggered. You would have needed to pull back to 25 right here, and you would have got that beautifully. So let's go ahead and review. Oh man, I paused the wrong thing. So let's review that. Oh, that was a good 1 tick entry. It's obvious that the trend is working up here. If you've had this like this, that second entry right there would have worked out, and you would have been like, oh hey, maybe people are not looking at that level of resistance. People are trying to buy this thing just because of this strong uptrend, so people are just buying. So once that second entry formed here, especially on the ES, actually you don't get filled here on the ES yet, and it looks like this bar fills. Over here, I have a bigger, yeah, it would have filled. So your entry would have been a 41 even. Gap would be, actually you wouldn't have got it yet. I need to push down 1 more tick, 2 more ticks. This is where your order would be. So you know it'll come to the tick and not fill it, so it would have to push below that. This is getting real congested real quick. You got this level of support, this level of resistance, closing triangle sort of thing. I don't know. And you would get the scalp on the ES. Took like legit 25 minutes? About 25 minutes for that trade to get filled. On the ES. It would have got filled easily on the MES, like on the next bar. But look at this congestion. Wow. Wow. Okay, now we got this crazy range going on here. Something interesting is going to happen here now. I feel like, which is, oh man, that looks so great. But just have your order there, come up here. Have your order there, come down. Order here, come up. That'd be nice if you knew, like, somebody's having a ball with this right now. Someone's just like selling here, buying here, selling here, buying here. This is a perfect 2-point range. Look at that. That's so eye pleasing. Is that weird to say? Aesthetically appeasing. Looks so nice. Weird. Anyway, so I think something interesting is gonna come. We're gonna get it's not gonna come back to the top. I think it's gonna shoot down, then maybe come up. Go and see what happens. We're on 100 times the speed right now. There it goes, and it's gonna shoot down. People are trying to buy back into this. It's gonna keep on shooting down. Watch. People are trying to buy back into this thing. Watch the market, bud. The dark side. Man, people are really just trying to push this thing back up. So now people are starting to realize, oh, look, the market's reversing. So a ton of people are going to sell. That's going to push the market back up. Then people are going to realize, oh man, I was wrong. It's going to push back down. Here it comes. Here's the retest of that breakout. We're at 100 times now. And there it goes. Man, let's go. Also, there was a second entry on the ES, not on the MES. Swing high, entry. So the second entry, a non-obvious 4 ticker would have, you would have got filled, but yeah, I don't think you do. Yeah, it only comes up 3 ticks. 3 ticks. Thank you for hanging out. All right, we're gonna try and look for a buy here. So market's pushing down. Everybody's gonna be selling this back to the other side. So we want to go ahead and try to buy somewhere. If we get the setup, oh, there's this second entry. We're on 50 times speed right now. So every 1 second is 50 seconds. No, second entry, it looks like. And prices keep pushing. So now a ton of people are just sick and tired and just gonna start selling or looking for an entry here. So now people are just really waiting on that second entry. Oh, here. No swing high on the ES though. We got a swing high on the MES, but not on the ES. So we're gonna skip out on the second entry. So while everybody waits for their setup, the market just keeps pushing down. So that's the reason it keeps pushing down. So people are waiting for that 2-legged move, and once it gets here, it just keeps pushing down. People are waiting for, and also people are picking bottoms and just trying to buy it back up. But essentially, what the market's doing here, I feel like this was strong. What I strongly feel, which is the market. People are waiting for the market to give them a second entry, but the market doesn't like to do that. It'll just keep pushing, and then people are still waiting, and it just keeps pushing. People are still waiting, keeps pushing. People are exiting. Yeah. So once it gives you the setup, it's already too late, you know. So the market doesn't want to give you that setup. Everybody's waiting on the same setup, which is why it doesn't give you it. I come to realize that market's really ironic. Oh, 30 minutes. We're 30 minutes into the video. Cool. Wow. Wow. All right, we're just gonna stay out of this because we really don't like the way he's look. This is the exact setup that we don't like. Even reading this correctly can be bad. You may not even get it reading it correctly, I feel like. But we'll go ahead and give it our best shot to try to read this. So we got a swing low first entry, second entry, and because the suspect see people trading the break the spike. So if you get a spike, people like to short it because sometimes once you get spikes, it just does a little push up and then it comes down. The reason why it does that push up is because everybody's selling those spikes and it stops everybody who sold, and then it'll continue. So let's see what happens here. It might end up doing the same thing, but it looks of it comes up, push up, yep, spike, push up, down, spike, push up. So this might be okay to enter on a 4 ticker. Let's think about it again, see what else we could come up with. People also are market chasers. That's when you see the market move, do a crazy move up. A lot of people don't want to miss it. They have FOMO. So everybody's entering here, especially on that one pullback. So yeah, we'll go ahead and people are going to start buying this. So buying here, going with everybody is probably not always the best idea. But hopefully it can pull back enough. Let's see what happens on max strategy. So we just had the break. We're suspecting a new low. Let's just double check that trend. Right. It looks like an overshoot actually, yeah. So it's an overshoot. You're just doing high first. And yeah. You can see the midline being obeyed right there. Man, that looks great. Do you see that? Look how fantastically that fits. Test that. Yeah, so that's correct. Your trend lines are not like this. Don't be doing this. Don't do that. This will get you the wrong trades all the time. It's if you're trading max strategy. So yeah, got an overshoot. Probably won't come back and retest it. Let's go ahead and you know what? Let's see if we got something here. Let's go on a non-obvious 4 ticker. Our entries, the next tick. It's gonna be a scary one. Let's think about it. We really don't like these, so let's really just think about this right now. We had this huge spike. We're suspecting prices to come back over here, and so is everybody else. But this could just be a straight up trend. Come back and retest this. That's a spike. Prices like to correct itself after a spike. A ton of people saw this huge spike and started buying. Where do they have their stops? They have them all the way over here. But people see it moving back. People are gonna exit. Yeah, we're okay here. Let's go ahead and. So people have their sell stops here, and once you get 2 bars like that, if it was more congested, I don't think we'll enter. But I think since it pushed down so quickly, people are a little bit worried about. Or maybe congestion's a little bit better because people are in the trade longer, so people get a little bit more nervous. But let's go ahead and see. We're just gonna go ahead and 10x this. See what happens with this guy. 15x, I mean. 20. And we got the scalp. Let's see if we, yeah, and the runner. So that's 2 for 2, 35. Nice. So exactly what we predicted. Spike, the pullback, get everybody nervous. Everybody that sold got stopped out, and that's what we took advantage of because people like to sell those spikes. All right, this part is probably goes without saying, but you got new swing low, good strong leg, and you get this leg here. We already got our second entry on the MES, but here on the ES, your second entry is right here, and So all these people got stopped out, and if you tried to take this on a 1 ticker, it would have worked. As you can see, it pushes down here and it pulls right back up. But unfortunately, you would want to be taking a 4 ticker. So, but fortunately, we already took the trade on the MES. So, yeah. All right, it looks like the market data stops here. Could probably switch to the live account to see what actually happens. Only, as you can see, time's moving forward, but at 100 times speed. But market's not moving, so it looks like market stops there. Yeah, so that'll be the end of the video for November 27th, which was today actually, in the playback of it. So that will be the end of the video. Thank you. 2 trades, not too bad. So funny what I was saying at the beginning of this video, but but then again, it's low volatility. Oh, there goes my PC. Everything's coming in full circle, huh? I don't know if you could pick that up. Let me see if I put the mic closer. Yeah. So good thing I got the fan coming in Tuesday. I almost canceled the order because I thought it fixed itself, but fans coming in. That's gonna be it for today. Goodbye.